Everyone, today we are going to do polylines, and there's something very special about a polyline. It's very versatile. It can have width or no width. It can be straight, curved. You can go from a straight line to a curved line to a straight line, and it's still all one object. And you can go from a big thickness or a width, don't say thickness, that's a different word, but a big width down to a smaller width, back to a big width. So they're very versatile and you can do a lot of things with them, and yet there's only a time and a place to use them. So you just don't use polyline because you think it's great. You need to use polyline only when you're told to use polyline or when it's the best choice for what you're trying to do. So anyway, let's get started. So a polyline is made up of one or more connected lines or arc segments that are treated as one object. So that's an easier way to say it than what I just said. Anyway, polyline is right next to line. If you can see that, and you see these little 3 blue dots up here, it's showing you that those are all connected as if they were one. Okay, let's put it in. PL is the alias. One more time, PL for the alias. There we go. And it says start point. And as soon as we make a start point, everything is going to change. So let's click and then look down at the command line. I can make an arc, a half width, the length of a line, an undo, or a width. So what we want to do here is a width. And I'm going to make it big. But look what it says, starting with. So I'm going to do a 0.5. Ending with, just do an enter. Okay, look at this big old line that's coming out here. That's a polyline. So I'm going to click it down and I'm going to pull. Look at that corner because it measures from the center of the line in both directions. Come on down and click, push, click. And now this time, I'm not going to do a C for close on purpose because that's a mistake that I want you to see. But look at my command line. Once we got going along in line, I had other options. I could use arc, close, half width, length, undo, or width again, but it added a few. So I'm just going to go up here and click and then hit enter. And look what happened. My line did not close up here. So you do not want to forget to do the C for close because it did exactly what I told it to do there. So let's put in polyline, and I'm going to come in here and make another one and do the C for close and look at the edges. See the difference? So we've been training you to do a C for close for a few weeks now, more than that, several weeks. And so it's really going to be important on this lesson that you do it properly. The only time you cannot close up an endpoint is when you go from an arc to a line to an arc and you have an assignment like that. And everybody knows that you use polyline, so everybody's okay with it, that you have these open edges. You'll see what it looks like. Okay, let's erase this and let's make something new. Polyline, I'm going to start on the left side here and click. Okay, and look what my width is. Look at the command line, above the command line, and it says it's 0.5. So right off the bat, I'm going to change that. I'm going to make my width 0. And my ending width, I'm going to make 0.5. Then I'm going to pull on my mouse, and look what it is. It's a little arrowhead. Can you see that? And I'm going to left click it down, but the command is not over yet. I'm going to put in width again, and I'm going to put 0.15. Enter, and don't forget, enter again. Now I have a little straight line. Click. Now I'm going to do width again, 0.5. Enter, and 0, and I'll have another arrowhead. Enter. These arrowheads are important because they're in your homework and they're easy to make if you know what to do and to make them with polyline. So let's do some more. Okay, I'm going to do a polyline, and I'm going to come down here and click, and I'm going to make it 0.25 to start and 0.75 to end. Well, did I forget the width or something? Something went wrong. Polyline, click. Maybe I just didn't type in width. W for width. Yep, here we go. 0.5. And then make it 1. I'm going to change my mind. Okay, and pull on it. See that? See how I have that look? So I don't have to have an arrowhead. Then I can go back to the width again, make this 0.2 and 0.2 and pull. And then I can go back to what I just did a minute ago and change my width again. 1, enter to 0.5 and pull it out, and I have that look. Okay, both of those are in your assignment, so I wanted to make sure that you knew how to do that. But there's more to come. There is more to come. Let's put in Polyline, and I'm going to click here. Now I'm going to start out with width, and I want to make it 0.2 and 0.2, so I just did an enter. But I want to start out with an arc. So I'm going to do A for arc, and I'm going to say direction. Look at your command line. Make sure you do direction here. D for direction. You're going to pull straight up so it knows I want the top of the arc to be upward. And then I'm going to pull to the side. See that? Now I'm going to go to line and just pull it out and click. Now I'm going back to arc, direction, pull straight up and click it over. Now sometimes you can't get, and I'm going to hit enter, you can't get the same height, so you just grip it and you squish it down. Okay, sometimes you go too wide, you push it in. Now see how that's bouncing? Turn off your F3 if that happens to you and it won't go where you want it to go. Okay, actually it should have gone over here. And it's not flat at the bottom, and don't worry about that, that's okay. But this is what I was talking about right here. Okay, there's no way I can fix that, and everybody knows that, so don't worry about it. All right, let's get rid of that, delete it. Okay, Polyline, let's do some more. Let's go from an arc to an arc to an arc without telling it direction. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to make 0.15 and 0.15, A for arc, and I'm just going to pull on the mouse and nothing's happening. Why not? Start point. Okay, click. End point. See how it's like, what's going on here? Click. And then it's doing weird things, okay? So don't worry about it. Just get it in the right place. And it went away. Well, that's just nuts. Okay, that's never happened. Polyline. I'm going to start here. I'm going to make an arc. I'm going to change my width right here because I don't know what it is. Okay, it's 0.2. That's fine. 0.2 and 0.2. Okay, I'm just going to pull on the mouse. And now if I just keep pulling, it does every other one. All right, so if you want this look, you don't have to put in direction. I'm trying to pull on that so I can change it around. I can pull this together, see how it moves? I can pull this up like that, and then I can pull this and flatten it, pull that out. So they're meant to be played with after you put them in. All righty, so we can do that. Now we can make things that look like donuts, but they're actually polylines. So I'm going to put PL in. I'm going to give it a click. I'm going to make an arc, give it some width, not that big. I'm going to make it, well, that's fine. 0.2 is fine. 0.2. And I'm going to pull on the mouse and see how it's, if I go really tight in here, turn off your F9. It should be close up. I'm going to click and I'm going to do a CL for close this time. Boop. There it is. See that? It looks like a, oops, there is a hole in it. I should have zoomed in more. Okay, let's do it again. Polyline, give it a click. Did my, yep, this popped off. Okay, give it a click. Alrighty, let's do width and make it a little bigger, 0.5 and 0.5. Okay, arc. Now I'm gonna gently pull on it, click, and do a CL for close. There you go, that's better. This is a boo-boo. Okay, you can make it smaller than that. You can scale it down if you want to, but that's how you make a donut hole. Now let's make the regular, something that looks like a donut, but it's not. This is a polyline, but you can do the same effect. Okay, let's click here. Okay, go into arc. Alrighty, let's pull, and the further I pull, the more of a hole I get in the middle. Click. And CL for close. Look at that. Okay, so you're going to have to make these in your assignment. Several assignments. So anyway, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So what happens if you put in polylines and now you want to change them? We have a command called pedit. It's not pedit. You type it in that way, P-E-D-I-T, or you can just type in PE, but it's not petted, it's P-edit. So we're going to make a polyline, and I'm going to come up here and click, and I'm going to make my width big, 0.35. Enter and enter. I'm going to pull it down, and this is just an object I'm making. I'm holding down shift so that we can do this lesson. And I'm going to be off the paper, but I'll move it. And okay, so I'll do a move all here, get it over here, and this should have been in the middle, so I'm going to pull on it and put it in the middle. See how you can just play with these grips? Okay, that's good enough. Now this maybe could have been closer. Okay, and that, well, we won't bother with it because that's why we have P-edit. Okay, I have a polyline in. I'm going to do PE on it. Here. Click on the edge now. When you have thickness, you can't click in the middle. I can't get anything. I don't know if you can see that. Just click the edge, and then it turns almost like a blue shade. And now look at all these options. Okay, I'm going to do a C for close. Ha! And I drew a line in and just closed it up, but that's not really, it didn't draw a line, it just, well, I guess it did. Okay, so it closed it up. Now, if I want to undo that, I can open it, okay, or C for close it. All right, now I want to curve it up. So I have two choices, a spline curve or a fit curve. So let's try fit. Ooh, look at that. I have a mushroom or something. Then I can decurve it again. So down here is decurve. Okay, once you spline it, it's a spline. So be careful that if you want that or you don't want that. But let's play with the width. Okay, and it says width for all segments. So no longer can you have a start and a finish. Let's go down to 0.2. Okay, so never toss out or ditch your drawing just because you're thinking, oh no, I did that wrong, I have to start over. You want to always try to modify first and stop starting over and starting over. That's something we haven't talked about much, but it's going to be really important as things go on. You're not going to have time to start over and start over and start over. So you need to learn what the modifications are that you can do to it to make it work. Okay, so we're going to spline it now. And there's my spline. So a spline is different from a fit because of how it calculates the curves. So let's do an enter and an enter. Now I'm going to grip, well, first of all, let's grip it and go to properties here. And it tells me I have a 2D polyline right up here. Okay, now you see these vertices on it. I can pull on these vertices, okay, and reshape this if I want to. Hit escape. I can do an undo on that, bring it back, or I can add vertices because I don't have enough to work with to make it the shape I want. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a spline edit. So SPE is spline edit. Click on the edge, and now my squares turned into circles. And if you go down here, what I want to do is I want to edit the vertices. And so here I pick edit vertex. I want to add some, and it says, where do you want to put it? Well, it's going to start pulling on the object. So turn off your F9 so you can kind of pick where you want them to go. You don't want too many, but you certainly want more than what you have. So add a couple in here. I don't think I have room there. Okay. Now, what's important is that you don't hit escape. Do an enter, and enter, and an enter. And now you can grip on it, and you can reshape this any way you want. So you're pulling on these and reshaping. See this? I'm off the paper for now, but you could reshape this and make it into something that you actually wanted, rather than how it actually turned out. You pull them up, pull them down. You can take this and pull it all the way up here and make some weird little animal. It looks like it's aardvark or something. See? And it's all about the curve on these. Okay, so you have P-edit, you have spline edit, and you have lots of options, and polylines can be curves, they can be straight lines, they can be a whole bunch of different things. And another thing you can do, here I have the line command, and this keeps falling. Oh, I turned it off. That's right. Okay, so let's go this way. I'm going to make what looks like a roof of a car. Here's the tail end. I'm going to come over here, maybe come down a little. Then I've got a wheel well here. Well, that's not exactly right, but that's good. And then we're going to go this way, over this way. I ran out of car. And then I'm going to come up a little, up there, and a C for close. So I think I'll make this the front of my car. This is the trunk. Okay, it doesn't matter. But anyway, when the car industry makes cars, they actually make splines and they make meshes out of them. And they play with the meshes and the vertices to create these very modern looking cars. But when you're given dimensions, like the height of the car is this, the roof of the car is this, the trunk is this long, the overall width is this. So you would just eke it out like this and just put those dimensions in, and this is what you're left with. But it's a line, so we want to edit this and turn it into a polyline. So we're going to do PE for P-edit, and I know I don't have a polyline, and you're going to click on it. It says, do you want to turn it into one? And you're going to say, yes, I do. Then you're going to join it, okay? So you're going to click on it all the way around, or just box it in and do an enter, enter. Now you have to type in the word list. So I'm going to list it, click on it, enter, and make sure that it's closed. Because if it's closed, I can turn it into a spline. I can give it width, all kinds of things. So I'm going to hit escape to continue. I'm going to put in P-edit, and I'm going to click on it. And if it is a polyline, it will come up like this. And let's do a fit curve. Oh man, I should have had more here. That's terrible, but that's okay. So I'm going to add a vertice right here. So I'm going to edit the vertex, okay? And then right down here, it's not going to let me do this from here. I'm going to have to do it again. Darn. Okay, that's because I was in P-edit. I should have been in spline edit. Okay. So that was me who messed that up. It was not the program. It says it's not a spline. I thought I splined it. Okay. Maybe that's why it didn't turn out. Undo, undo, undo. Okay, let's do P-edit. Huh. Okay. Oops, here we go. Spline. That's what happened. I didn't spline it. So good thing it happened to me and not you. Okay. And so let's edit the vertex here. And then I'm going to add. So it did it again. Maybe it's just me, but that's all right. Next, previous break, insert, regen, straighten. I wonder what that does. Who knows? Enter an option. What does go mean? See, some of these, it's never come up like that before for me, so I'm not really sure. Oh, I'm moving my vertices around. I hit the wrong one. But anyway, I can reshape this. Oh, maybe this is now the back end of my car. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull this in. I'm going to pull this out, pull this up, pull it out a little bit. Maybe these need to go up. Okay, pull this back a little. I don't know where the wheel is supposed to be. Maybe we'll pull it in. Well, it looks worse. But anyway, you can do all kinds of things with this. And this is where these ideas come from. So if you want something more of an organic shape than just lines and circles and things like that, this is no longer a car, it's something else. Anyway, you can play with it, add vertices. Nope, see, to me that doesn't look good. And the more you play with it, this rear end looks terrible. It needs more vertices there. But anyway, that's how you do that. So these are super versatile. You can have really nice splines instead of straight lines and not have to worry too much about the spline command. And you can turn a line into a polyline, and then you can P-edit and do all kinds of things to it. So versatility of polylines are great, but there's a time and a place for a polyline. So there is one thing. You're going to make this little car, either a Fiat or something like that. And I want to show you how to do it before we leave AutoCAD. So first you're going to make the base, and it's actually only 3 polylines, and that's another thing. Usually you cannot make an entire drawing with just one polyline. You can have several polylines in one drawing, and polylines, you don't want them crossing over each other. And so that's why you make several polylines. So let's do polyline. Let's give it a click right here. And let's go for width and see what we have here. That's too big. So let's make it 0.15 or 2. I don't know if 2 is going to be too big. Okay, let's start out with an arc. And I'm going to pull, and I'm going to do D for direction. Click and pull. Okay, now I'm going to go to line. You just saw this a minute ago. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to arc, go to direction, and pull up, and then pull to the side. So those look pretty even. There's my first polyline, which I'm going to adjust in a minute. I know they're not the right size, so not to worry. Polyline. I'm going to start here on this end point and go for A for arc. And I'm going to pull up for direction. Direction. Come on. I'm going to hold down shift, and I'm going to take it to here. So I'm holding down shift. Click. I'm going back to line like that. And now A for arc, and I'm creating the window, the windshield. Now it's too long, and I know that, but it's all right. Click it in. You have to start somewhere. Now I'm going to do a polyline. I'm going to click at this endpoint. A for arc, D for direction, pull up, and pull over. Now hold down shift because you don't know this, but in the handout there's a small little line here. So I go back to line, hold down shift. Okay, and now A for arc. D for direction. I'm going to pull out that way and click it on the endpoint. Okay, so lots of issues I need to fix, but I'm going to grip this polyline and this polyline and pull this up just a little. Maybe I'm going to pull it out a little. Maybe pull this out. Okay, definitely these need to be pulled out. Oops, I didn't pick both. Pick that one and that one. Click on it, pull it. Bring the rear end in a little bit, pull this in a little bit, pull this over a little bit, pull that up. This looks terrible. Okay, I need to stretch it a little. I think that's the problem. Here we go. I'm going to do an S for stretch. Pull it out a little. I just didn't have quite enough car. And don't worry, I'm going to trim that. And this is looking pretty good compared to how it looked a minute ago. And then maybe I'm going to click these two and pull this up. Take off your F3 there, your snap, because it's grabbing. F9. See, it just wants to keep grabbing. Well, I don't seem to be able to do what I want to do here. So let me see what I have on. Maybe it's my ortho that's in the way. Yeah, it was my ortho. Yep, I like that. Maybe a little more down there. Okay, so you can play with this. If you want this higher or lower, you want these together to come in. Whatever you want to do, trim that off. Trim is a little clunky, but it works. Okay, maybe I need this line to be longer. And this to be here. So just play with it. I liked it before. And then you'll just put some tires in using polyline arcs. And then a little tiny polyline close filled so it looks like a dot in there. But that's one of your assignments. And if you don't know that you can make separate polylines, so this takes 3 polylines to make this car. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's go look at the assignments. All right, so I'm going to stop the share here. I'm going to share my screen, and then we will see what you're doing. Okay, we did all of these. We didn't do the curved ones on purpose, but all you have to do is start out with line with ortho on, and then hold down shift and bring it to here. So you have a starting width of about 0.5, and this looks like maybe 0.1, I'm not positive. Stay in the command and now go back to line and make this a certain width, and make sure ortho is on so that this arrowhead goes straight and that line is in and not arc. If you have arc, you're going to have weird little tips on these. So this is arc, this is line. Now, people think they can mirror it, but it doesn't turn out. And some people do a double mirror and it does. So I won't know what you did. Oh, I forgot to tell you one thing. Can you see these little divisions? That's your fill on the polyline. So we have this thing called fill that makes the polyline show up or not show up. And you have to use regen to make them show up again if you turn them off. So you can turn your fill on or off, but after you change it, you have to do a regen, and that brings back the lines. So there are little segments in here, and that's how it makes the polyline. So I forgot to tell you about that. But we did this, and we did this, and we did this. So this is all practice in changing widths and doing things continuously, but just changing widths along the way. So there's 3 changes here. There are only 2 here, but it's an arc to a line. Here, you're using 2 arcs, and here is 3 arcs. Okay, let's move down. There's the little car. So 0.2 is too fat. You want point for the width. So maybe 0.1 or 0.15. Once again, arc, line, arc, arc, line, arc. I think I needed to go bigger on my drawing and have a bigger line down here. Arc, line, arc. Okay, polyline and polyline. So that's not difficult and it's fun. And if everyone is unique, let's just put it that way. No 2 ever look alike. Don't worry about this situation or down here. We all expect it. Now, see this little guy? You're going to make one of these. What you're going to do is the center one. It's an arc to an arc. Then you're going to offset it up and down, equal distance. Then you're going to grip on this one, and this one, and pull this one to the end point of the middle line. Pull this one from the end point to the middle of the line. So now they're all together. Then over here, you're going to bring only the bottom one up to the second one. And then you'll put an arc on top. This is not a circle. People think it's a circle. It's 3 double arcs and another big arc. And then you adjust, adjust, adjust. Then do not give me this, please. Only give me the bottom drawing. You're not going to erase this. This is going to become this. I'm going to mirror right from here and mirror it over. And then I'm going to mirror it down. Now, you will get a space in here as long as this is lower than this. See that? But if you leave this up too high, you're not going to have this space. So you grip all of these together and pull it down a little bit. Just pull the tail down. And then when you mirror it, you'll have a nice, beautiful space in there. So don't give me this up here. Okay, looks like a little bird. Now here's a little circuit. This has a polyline width of 0.02, and I'll be able to tell. So how you want to do this circuit, you want to create right here the resistors, okay, and copy them. All right, now these are empty. This is a polyline that you draw a triangle. Don't give me solid black. That's not how you do this drawing. These are all polylines. Let's say it's, I don't know, 0.1 or whatever you decide to do, 0.1. Well, no, it isn't. It's 0.02. But anyway, maybe you should start in the middle. Make this triangle, put this little polyline circle in this little line. Copy it, okay? So copy it from the back end to here. Copy it again, here and here. Copy the circle, put it there, and then, well, no, you need to make a closed-filled one there. But copy this 4 times. Now, once you get this to the slightly right, so here's the middle of the paper, you're going to have 2 over here and just 1 here. Then make your resistors and kind of put them where you think they go for now, and then start your traces, okay? If you don't do it this way, you're going to come off the paper. Now, some people like to start here, and they'll make this on the far right of the page, and then they'll go this direction. But don't spend time making individual ones like this. Just make these resistors and copy them in. This is just a line and a polyline arc there. So change your grid, change your snap, zoom, zoom, zoom. This right here is a little tiny, can I get bigger here? It's an arrowhead. Okay, here's the polyline, the 0.02, and then you just make a little tiny arrow. Okay, this is a filled little 2 polylines squeezed together. Okay. Alrighty, and it's an arc. You make polyline arc, and then you CL close it. That's how you make it. But only make 1 and copy it around. Okay, so these are not difficult. They're time consuming, but not difficult. So these are not difficult. They're time consuming, but not difficult. And that is Polyline. And have fun with this. And you will use Polyline again. So that's it for now. Bye-bye.